So I'm starting out at Granier Road, which is very well known by motorcyclists, especially ones who travel out this neck of the woods. It's northern Victoria, it's close to the New South Wales border, and it's about 12 kilometres of twisties, 13 kilometres of twisties. And on this ride I'm heading down to the Murray Valley Highway. It's going to do a right-hand turn, but while I'm travelling, you can see the scenery. The scenery up here is beautiful. The country is fantastic up here, and the road's really good. We did have a bit of rain a few days earlier, so you'll find a bit of rubbish on the road. You just got to take it easy and have your wits about you. But my channel is pretty much based around my CF Moto 700 MT, which is a Chinese bike, and a lot of people get a bit funny about Chinese bikes, but let me tell you, I think most motorcycles today are being made out of China. I know the lower end BMWs are all made over in China by Vogue, whatever it's called, the actual factory. A lot of the Italian brands are being made there as well. So there's quite a fair bit of activity coming out of China. They're actually making very good products. Now, this particular bike I've gone over several times on prior videos, but you can see through the twisties, it's just a really lovely bike to ride. It handles the road really well, and it's pretty effortless. The suspension's really good on this particular bike. It's KYB front and back. The forks are upside down, 43mm, and the back shock's a KYB unit as well. So, fully adjustable. And you get a lot of value for around the 10 grand mark, and I think at the moment they've got them on special. They're clearing a lot of old stock. Now, probably one of the most underrated bikes in Australia, as far as I'm concerned. I think in Europe these things are very, very popular. They sell really well, and it does everything well. It's a 700cc or 693 if you want to be specific, but twin cylinder, got a real lumpy note to it, really nice sound. And very torquey motor too. It's got a lot of pull from down low. It's a very linear power curve. So you're not going to be surprised, or very easy to ride. Now this particular ride was just a last minute decision, just to head out and head down to the town of Omeo, or as far as I could get that day. I left late in the afternoon, but nevertheless, it was a beautiful ride. But I've had this bike for well over a year now, going on to my second year, and I've got to say I've had no issues with it. Just a few little tweaks here and there that I've done, and since I think it's been since I've had this bike, the only main things I've done, I've had the bike shop lower the front end, the forks about 12mm in the triple clamps, and only because I'm a little bit shorter for the bike, and apart from that, nothing really major. The overall bike is it's a solid unit. It's actually all Kawasaki derived design. I know CF Moto had some connection to Kawasaki a few years back, and you'll see I think the 650 models, they're all based on the Kawasaki sort of design. The rear shock is offset. It's actually set up on one of the sides of the swing arm, and the way the frame wraps around the engine. It's all a Kawasaki design back from, I remember when my son had an ER6N, I think it was, I think over a decade ago, and that was a really well balanced bike back then. I thought it was a beautiful bike to ride, actually. And this sort of follows in the same path, except it's a little bit more modern. You've got the 300mm brakes at the front, the Nissan, not Nissan, it's the actual J1 calipers, which are Chinese brand, but they're affiliated with Brembo, so they work really well. We've got Bosch fuel injection on the bike. You've got Bosch, I think it's the ABS as well. So really packed with a lot of features, especially for that price range. I don't think you'll get a Japanese bike come close to that. Now, The other thing too is it's pretty comfortable to ride. It's got a nice upright position. It's not too bad. I mean, you could get a bit picky with I guess the leg position, but you get used to it. I guess it's like anything. But you can see here it's pretty effortless. Anyway, let's talk a bit later. So as you come into Mitta, you'll probably want to stop at the pub for a drink or a feed. It's probably one of the probably a popular, what's the word, rest stop. You can stay. There's accommodation there if you're travelling big distances. It's not a bad place to stay. But the thing I want to say about this pub, on the outside it looks pretty deceiving. It's pretty deceptive, because at the back there's a beautiful outdoor eating setting. It's right on the river, and it's beautiful. It's the whole back of the pub there just opens up to an outdoor setting, very pretty. So if you're passing through, it's well worth a stopover. Now I didn't stay long. I just had a drink and kept going because it was late in the afternoon. I was hoping to get down to Omeo. So anyway, the trip keeps going, and you'll see for yourself. The roads do become quite interesting after this, I must say. So in this stretch of road, I purposely left a little bit more footage, and the reason being is, you know, I think 2 or 3 days earlier, there was a massive storm that had come by this northern Victoria, this neck of the woods, and you'll see that there's quite a bit of slush on the road and rubbish that's washed off, you know, from landslides and trees falling down. But also you'll see there's an area where there's all really big rocks that have been placed there by the people who are doing the roadworks just to hold the road there, you know, keep it together. Now that might be great for cars and four-wheel drives, but if you're coming through on a motorbike, you know, you just got to be very careful, because it can throw you off and do some damage. But you know, these are just some of the things that you've got to be aware of. I guess when you're touring around the country or certain areas, landscapes, especially hilly landscapes and mountainous ones, you'll find you're driving through, you know, roads like this where you've got the mountains on one side or both sides, and if there has been rain or storms, chances are you're going to get some trees or rubbish on the road. Whereas I'm not a off-roader, I don't know much about the you know, the adventure bike stuff, so you know, I'm sure they've got their idiosyncrasies and what to look out for the road, and you know, things to avoid, or you know, what to do. So you know, I know most blokes, look, 99% of you know all this stuff anyway if you've been riding a bike for a few years. But on this channel, we do get a few people that are either from overseas or just starting out, getting out on a bike. So, you know, it's worth noting that, you know, if you're travelling on certain terrains, chances are these things might pop up from time to time. And you'll see also one other thing, the sun's going down, which is not the best time to be riding either. This is when all the animals start to play. But let's move on. Okay, so a little bit of trivia for you. What do yellow lines mean on the road, especially up in the high country? Now, most of you blokes will know this, but it's not because you want to go faster and overtake slow-moving cars. It doesn't mean that at all. Now, I originally come from Melbourne, so in the city, you know, you don't see the yellow lines, and even when you go out for a drive out in the mountains, you never pay any attention to it. But in actual fact, just for all you newbies, the actual yellow lines signify where the road changes, where there's actually potentially snow and ice will be on the roads in bad weather. So just keep that in mind. It's not there for any other reason. It's just easier to see when there's snow and black ice or ice on the road. So just a bit of useful trivia information, and most of the 99% of you will all know that and probably be laughing, and as you do. Anyway. And just before it gets totally dark, I arrive in Omeo. And let me tell you, it was a nice, beautiful run. I must say the roads were pretty good considering, apart from all that, what's the word, the destruction from the previous rains. The ride was beautiful, very scenic, really worth a visit down to this place. And I know a lot of riders get down here. It's very well known. But look, before I finish the video, I just want to say thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, if you like it, just feel free to subscribe or like the videos. But I will be editing some of my other past videos as well, because I do find that sometimes we make them a little bit long and boring. So a little bit of a touch up here and there doesn't go to waste, I think. So let me know in your comments. But once again, thanks for watching. God bless. See you on the next one.